Hello again, Chris here, back for some more 2 Point Campus on this glorious rainy day. And I figure since I can't really do much outside, it's time to continue on with a little bit gaming. A little bit of gaming. So, entering year 3 of 2 Point University. Year 1 sort of video didn't record. Year 2 went pretty well. We've got our average grade up. And year 3 is when I think things are really going to start picking up. So in the last video, I talked about how I was going to put in a couple buildings, get the training room put in. I did that. I got 2 machines. I basically set the entire staff to start training. So that should help with the future grades. I did lose 5 people in the last year. They failed out. With School of Thought, it's fairly hard to keep everybody, especially since it seems to be the most difficult course that has the highest tuition. But it is the only 4-year course, so it does have that going for it. I did build the virtual reality room, virtual normality room, and I put in basically everything that they would need. So I have 2 desks, I have just 1 chair, I have the holodeck thing, VR projector, and the headsets. I have my training room set up, I have my science lab, and I put basically everything they could possibly need into the science room. I did a little bit of improvement of the outside, like I said I was going to. I have roads along the way, some nice little paths set up, a nice little garden area here for the students to enjoy the outside. The book club, let's set that to priority. And nice little gardens around, and then the front area is kind of not really cluttered, but it definitely makes it so there's very little path to go around this way. And there is one set up to go to the left. So that's basically my campus. I'm at level 9 now. Student happiness is pretty good, and the monthly profit's pretty good as well. Estimated yearly profit is up to 300,000, so it is getting up there, which I'm pretty happy with, and that's with all 3 loans currently out as well. So, managed courses. I currently can't upgrade School of Thought again yet, but I can get the teachers up to level 5. I have 24 students coming in, and a total of 42 students altogether. Right now the dorm is pretty good, so I can put in 10, 20, 30, 45 students total. And then in the future I can always work on extending this out a little bit more. Either that or adding another dorm area somewhere a little bit different. But right now the dorm is in the center. Pretty happy with that. I could add another bathroom. If I do, I'm probably going to put it in this area because it's going to be a fairly busy one. And I might extend the building out so that there is a square for them to travel down instead of taking the long way. But I don't have the money to do that right now. Anyway, that's my recap, and it's time to begin year 3 of 2 Point University. We're on the final level. Yeah. So start next year, 24 students coming in, 25 course points to spend. And it is enough to add in the athletic one, which I considered, but I figure stick with School of Thought. Get that up as high as I can, get as many students coming in with that course, and just see how they do. So let's set to the let's pause it for a sec. So let's see where our students are going to come in. It already looks like some are coming up the stairs, and quite a few more, so they have a little bit of a trek, and we have a bus load coming here as well. So we have some coming from the far end, some coming from the not so far end. And yeah, you can see that as you start getting more students, they're going to come from the subway a bit more often. But I prefer we'll eventually build up there a bit too. But let's see how our first month pans out. So it says we need an assistant in the library. We do have a couple assistants already, and nobody's signing up for the book club just yet. So I have 1 book club here. Oh, there we go. Join book club. So some people are signing up at the front one, and we have one at the main entrance as well. So they are getting that done. And yeah, I think that this year is going to be much better than the last one. I'm hoping not to lose anybody. Crossing my fingers for that. Alright, so we got our first monthly profit, 15,000, so we need a digital server. And we cannot quite afford that yet, so it's 25,000. So we're going to have to wait just a little bit for actually what we're going to do is we're going to take out the science units And then we'll put in the digital server. Or not yet. So 25,000. So just a tad short. What else can we replace? So the microscope is 16,000. I could replace that. So yeah, I don't think they need the microscope yet. So let's sell that item and then get the digital server put in because it is a necessary item right now. So might as well fill that need. That takes care of the digital server and a book club bookcase. So that one is 10,000. It is a bit expensive, but you want to make sure that your club requirements are getting filled out. So I would say we'll put the bookcase. We want it in a place that's fairly accessible. I'm considering right at the front entrance because there is a fair bit of room, and there's still room for them to move around. So let's put the bookcase here for now, and it can always be moved later. So that puts us down to 4,000. We're not going to worry about the student union yet. I know I said I was going to put one in at the end of last year, but it's not really a pressing concern. I mean, they do have their student lounge, so that's pretty good. And the student lounge is now up to level 5, so we got all 10 of the level 5 rooms done. That's a concern that's completely out of the way now. And we'll just see how they do. So at the end of September, we're going to check the students' grades and make sure that they are going for the tutoring. The gym is level 8, so they are pretty good as far as that goes. I think that this year is certainly going to go much, much better. So we have the training ones set to upgrade. The janitors are usually the first ones that are going into the training pods. And we have level 3, so you can see that the levels are already starting to go up a bit here. And the students are getting inspired. So by putting inspiration for the teachers as well, it really is helping a fair bit. So you can see all the little light bulbs going off. Yep. Even though it's just 5% for level 1, it really does seem to make a big difference. I think that inspiration for the teachers is probably one of the best skills to get as a secondary. Alright, so we have our first month done. We have our monthly income we've now exceeded 30,000, so we've met the second benchmark. Third one we just have to get is up to campus level 18. But we also have to get our failing students up, because the Fs are the ones that we really want to make sure are not staying at that level, because we want to make sure that everybody that we can get to pass will pass. So in the last video I said that I'm mainly going to be focusing on anybody in the red, and the ones in the orange are not as pressing of a concern, but I want to get anybody that is failing, a risk of failing, at least up into the orange. So we don't really seem to have to worry about getting the A's too much yet, so we can bypass that a little bit. So we have our students now going for the tutoring. Inspection is in progress, so we should be able to have that done pretty soon. And what else can we upgrade? So the everything that we can upgrade is currently in the queue. The Omnicure is set to go, and we will wait until the end of October to do any further tutoring. Yeah, the main problem with this course is that you want to get the teachers leveled up. It's just you don't really have a lot of time, especially since you have to basically set them to tutoring. So you can see the level 1 guy is going for tutoring, and hopefully he finishes that off by the end of November. Yeah, we do have it on the highest speed. And yeah, I think this year is certainly going much, much better. So I think he is going to finish up the training pod upgraded in speed. And we do have enough to do one more for an upgrade, so let's set that one to be upgraded as well. And that will get the training done a lot quicker when they finally finish it. Monthly profit is down to 24,000, which, I mean, it is still pretty good. We're above 30,000. We could set the other training units to get upgraded right now, but let's see if we can get any loans paid off. No, not yet. So we are still dealing with the interest, which for last month was 3,800, and campus is level 10 now, so we're well on our way there. So we have the bookcase, and we have how many book members? So there's 28 altogether, and there's a total of 42 students. So I want to keep them prioritizing recruit. Actually, let's Let's cancel it, making it a priority for both of them. That way we can get one of the assistants doing something else. And yep, so they are still recruiting for the book club, just we don't need both of them set to priority. And got another textbook worm. Yeah, so I know one of the further ones is to have all 5 clubs and get each of the 5 clubs up to level 5. But we can see that the book club already hit level 5 just now. And monthly profit is 24,000, so now that we're past October, we should probably do a quick check and just see, make sure everybody that is in the F area is still going for tutoring. Good. Okay, so they're doing that, and then the teachers are working on getting all the Fs up to at least a D. If they can all go up to a D, at least a D, then this year is golden. So one of them did upgrade. I just saw that go through. And how is this guy doing? So is it going to show his grade? Let's see. Yeah, he is a D. So we went from 6 Fs down to, just 3. Well, this one I'm going to send back for tutoring because if they're in the red, I think they're still in danger of failing. And we have a few that are not quite graded at all yet. I'm kind of hoping that they don't start off with Fs, but that is sort of the case, especially if they're starting late. What we're definitely going to have to do is try and stay on that as far as getting their grades up. And it looks like we got another person energized and ready to start doing a little bit better in their teaching duties. I'm probably going to have to add another bathroom, so I'm going to do that right now. Put in another 3x3. Let's make it a 4x3 room. So we're going to add that, and yeah, I'm going to sell that. So what I also want to do is extend this building out just a touch and make it so that I can move the virtual normality theater over just a little bit. So 6 squares, yep, that's good. And then when that's built, I'm going to move this over. I am going to have to probably lose all the posters that I have on there because they don't move with it. So let's cancel that. No, I want to pick up and move. So yeah, it does kind of suck that when you move a room, not all the posters move with it, but there's not much you can do. At least I am able to keep the carpet and the items inside, and that will create a nice little path for them. So we're just going to accept that, sell the 6 invalid items, and we're going to put another bathroom in here just so that we have a second one to keep everybody at least make sure their needs are somewhat met. So let's put the door in the middle, and we're going to stick, now that we have a bit more money, with the golden toilets, and there we go. So now we have 6 toilets in our second bathroom, and we have plenty of food around, so food is not something we have to worry about. We're also going to put in the garbage bin, and then a couple sinks. So for a while I was putting the hand sanitizer in the bathroom, but the sinks seem to do a much better job, and that takes care of that. So we're going to accept that quickly, and then before we continue on, we're just going to add a couple more of the decorative items. So I kind of like, I don't really feel the need to go too much in the way of just constantly putting only new pictures in there. I don't mind having duplicates because as you expand, it doesn't really make that much of a difference as long as you have pictures on the wall. I don't think having variety is really a pressing concern. Okay, well, we don't want 3 pictures that are all the same next to each other, so just change it up a little bit. So here we go, and maybe one more can fit in. There we go. Alright, so now the virtual normality theater is set. They have a nice little path between them so they can get to the bathroom a little bit easier. And that takes care of that. So we do have some requests. They want a student union. Well, they're not getting that. We can put in the hot dog kiosk, and I think a good place for that one is close to the second entrance so that they can at least go to and from that pretty easily. So we want it, I would say, somewhat aligned with the building. So there we go, hot dog kiosk. Meat wizard machine, yep, we can put in, I am going to go with putting in 3 of those. So one by the library, and then maybe one by the front entrance. So we have three meat wizard machines, and we're going to align that with the line there. And then what else do they need? Sci-fi film. All right, we can put that in. Not a big concern. So let's schedule that in for February. And they also want a student lounge party, so let's give them a student lounge party. Alright, so before we continue on, let's just quickly check and make sure all of our lowest grade students are still going for tutoring. Yep. Alright, so year 2 is definitely off to a much better start than some of the previous ones. We'll see after January if the students are... Okay, so a pull-up bar, yeah, we can put that in as well. And then after that, let's see if we can pay off any loans. Let's put the pull-up bar... I like having the pull-up bar close to a wall, really. So we're going to put it between the two ones there. And yeah, it's the... Oh, a record rug? Okay, we can put that in too. So it doesn't fit in there. Let's put the record rug one underneath each of these. No, the main problem with that is that if it's under a table, they can't really access it. So what we're going to do is put one in the dorm, pretty close to the flowery or the heart-shaped bed, or the heart bed, and let's put one more. Is there any doors that are the bathroom? Yeah, let's put it by the bathroom one. Okay, so at least this way they can easily access the rug if they need to just observe it, and let's put another one under the table. So that looks a bit better. We've filled in those requests. We have plenty of bathrooms. The janitors just have to get on that. They are doing the upgrading a fair bit, so that is at least a bonus. And as far as the loans go, we still can't pay that off. So maybe at the end of January, we'll get the first one paid off and then work on just getting any future ones done throughout the year. So campus level is steadily increasing. I think by at least year 4 or 5, that's when we'll hit level 18 and be done with the first star. Yeah, the average student happiness during the year is never really much of a big concern, because in the summer, even if you drop down to 64, they do all their little cleanup in the summer, and you can always get that back up. So veggie kiosk, all right, we're going to put that right next to the hot dog stand. And I like having them outside because it is for health and it seems to help. The only thing we don't have a lot of right now is assistance. So let's see about getting maybe another one of those. So we got bin blindness, iron bladder, and rapid, or weak bladder and rapid. So let's get rid of both of those because I'm getting a little bit pickier with what I have for my assistants. And then these guys all have pretty negative stats. So I could get one with marketing. And yeah, I think I will do that for the time being. Now, a marketer is really not that beneficial. But if he is just going to be working the kiosks, let's have him in. So there we go. So we have our marketer. And we have a student that just went outside and then right back in. They were afraid of the sunlight. Ah, sun! I would go for some sun right now. Okay, so the January is done. We have a few more people that kind of bottomed out as far as grades go. So, maybe not. Maybe it's still the same 4 students. These ones are all currently not showing anything, which does make me a little bit nervous. I'm always nervous when you see that a bunch of students are currently sitting at 0 grades, because those are the ones that are probably going to start off fairly low. Alright, so we have enough to pay off the loan now. Let's do that. And if we take out the loan, we're still not going to have enough to pay off the 100,000. So might as well just wait and see where it goes in the future. So last month I paid 3,400 in interest, which 3,400 a month, it does add up. So you're paying like 30,000 a year. Well, closer to 40,000 at this rate. But at least our items are upgraded. We have our teachers learning. And we should probably get another janitor in because I'm seeing way too many items that are in need of maintenance. So let's get the janitor cleaning the toilets. Janitor or custodial engineer? Janitor. I like janitor better. It rolls off the tongue easier. Custodial engineer always felt like something that's like, oh, we have to make our job sound more important. It's a guy thing. I don't think if women were really running the gender field, it'd be like, oh, well, we have to rename it so it sounds more impressive. Because if guys are talking to women, it's like, oh, I'm a custodial engineer. It sounds more impressive. If women are talking to guys, like, oh, gender, yeah, who cares? Let's go. Okay, so we have a need for a kiosk now. So we're gonna put the other kiosk closer to the front. I'm going to put it. Can it fit there? Not quite. So it doesn't really fit neatly at the front unless I just put it right there. So they can still access it, and then we'll have a few students that could go there. The problem is that with all the kiosks, we don't really have enough assistants. So maybe see about hiring one more assistant. Do we have any that are pretty good? So we have a rapid, we have not a great librarian, and the weak bladder and bottomless pit, so I don't like that much. Now I could go for the ones with just like the bonus ones, but I kind of like having my assistants sort of have a additional skill that they can use if things start getting hectic, and they don't really need to focus on the kiosk. So there's a lot of guides that I read that you really want to make your assistants more hyper focused. So let's actually check. Where are we as far as grades? So we have F, 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 and D, and they still are all going for tutoring. They're just not really getting on that quick enough. Okay, good. We are seeing them in. Because between March to April, we have plenty of time for the teachers to get a little bit better. So we have one about to hit the next one, and they went from an F to an F. So let's send you back for more tutoring, because you didn't quite get up enough. And we went from an F to another F, but you are at least getting closer, and you went up to a C, so that student is doing much, much better. Seeing some bathroom needs, seeing them doing quite a few assignments, so now that this course is picking up in students and the teachers are starting to do a lot better, we are going to see them getting more A's. It's just when you start off with School of Thought, they really push you to the limit of how low the grades can go. So we have 60. So let's get that loan repaid before the end of April. And 200,000. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting that paid off just yet. But as long as I get that paid off by the end of the year, we're golden. And academic expenditure. So hydrangea planter. Yeah, we can put in a couple of those around. So I have a nice little garden area set up, but I'm going to put it. What I actually want to do is make it so that the path around here, I usually like the paths to be at least 2 lanes wide. So I have the lighter one for here. I'm going to make a little adjustment and make it so that it's a 2-lane path. And yeah, let's make it like that all the way around. And then I can just move the flowers a little bit. And then, yeah, just a slight adjustment. I think that looks pretty nice so far. And then just move the flowers up and over. And there we go for that. And yeah, I think that the bench can also move. I'm going to move those two. So the bench can go somewhat centered with the little park area here. And then the flowers can be centered somewhat too. And then I just want to put the 2 picnic tables so they're on either side of the bench. So it's a little bit of an adjustment, but I like things to look pretty neat. And that's a nice little park for the students to explore. So the thing I wanted to add was the hydrangeas. So to do that, let's see here. Hydrangea planter, place the item. I'm going to put those on either side of the flowers on this side. So, yep, here, and let's put it right next to the flower here. That is lined up pretty neatly. Yep. Okay, so that looks good there. And that takes care of some more requests. Now the bedroom, yep, the accommodation is perfect for that one. And yeah, for the next year, I'm probably going to have to do a few adjustments. What I'm thinking is maybe extend this out a block, just like I did with the virtual lab, and then move both of these rooms over, and that way I have... I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't quite thought that far ahead, but I want to make it so that I can start extending these buildings up a little bit more. Okay, so the monthly profit is down to 22,000, which is still pretty good. Student union, we're not worrying about yet. What else can we do? Can we get another loan paid off yet? Yes, we can. So actually, if I take out, no, I can't take that out yet. So we're gonna stick with where we are for now. Staff-wise, we are still doing pretty good. Pretty happy with the way the level's turning out. And before the year ends, let's just make sure. Okay, I think we got every single person trained. Janders. Yep. All right, so let's get the teachers that don't have inspirational speaking to get that next. And then let's get our School of Thought teachers up first. So that leaves us with 8,000. Now, as far as the assistants go, let's get the ones that don't have the all three skills to have those. So we want pastoral care, first aid, and library. And let's get you to have a little bit better first aid. Yep, so first aid is good. And then for the marketer, let's get you with something that's not related to those. So I'd say aerodynamics. That takes care of that. We still have 5,000, so let's get you learning mechanics. And that should be enough for mechanics. Now let's get the maintenance up for the other ones. So maintenance. Okay, so that's all the tutoring or all the training we can do for our staff at the moment. We're currently now down to $600, but that's pretty good. We have everything we need done at the moment, and let's actually just, so at the end of May we'll check and see just how the students' grades are doing. Currently we have no failures. Excellent. We're probably going to finish this year off with everybody passing into the next year, and that's kind of where we're aiming. We would like everybody to have A's, but we're not quite there yet. So I think at the end of May I'll just quickly check again, and if there are no people in the red, then what we're going to do is just get them learning the valuable skills, and then we'll keep the private tutor rooms for the next year, but I'm going to save one as a template, and then if I need to put any in the future, I can, but I would prefer to get these out of here, and then maybe I can put something better in place. So May is finished. Grades, so the lowest now is a D, so let's get some of these D's into the proper things that they require. Oops, no, I don't want to expel you. My mistake. I got my grades up. Alright, you're expelled. Get out of here. No! What kind of horrible campus management would I do? Campus manager would I be if I did that? I worked so hard, and you're out of here. Alright, so we have another request for a 2-player game table. Alright, we can put that in, and they want it in the student lounge. So I am going to have to extend the student lounge out sometime soon, but that's going to take place between year 3 and 4. Right now we are doing pretty good though. I'm kind of happy with how this campus is turning out. And School of Thought is definitely the hardest one. I'm seeing a lot of people inspired. So even that 5% seems to proc an awful lot. So we are almost at the end of the third year, doing pretty good. Quite happy with how way everything's turning out, and I just have a few expansion ideas for the next summer. All right, so June is done. Now let's just quickly see, can we pay off any more loans yet? So 185,000 for that. So if I take out both of these loans, I can repay the big one, and then we'll see for the next month. So we paid 2,300 in interest. I think it's basically going to be the equivalent. Well, I think it might be a bit less because we only have 150 out in loans right now, rather than 180 something. Alright, and campus hit level 12, so we're only 6 away. So there's a chance that we could get it next year. Not going to hold my breath too much on that. I think that's probably going to be a year 4 or year 5 accomplishments. Probably closer to year 5, so... Oh, I did just see a low grade. Maybe not too low. So they are going for tutoring. So if maybe they finish that records cubicle. I could have sworn I had one of those in. So let's put records cubicle right there. They finished the assignment. That might help if they can get there quick enough, but I don't think they will. We are almost done the year, and they are just scrambling for that last little bit of grade. No, I don't think some of them are really going to make it to finishing the whatever they need for the records cubicle. Although the meter does fill up pretty quick, and year is done. All right, so let's just quickly check the results, view the awards. Let's see what we got. So 100% continuing, yes. I'm at least pretty happy with that. We only have the one club going, and it's the book club. 42 people were in it. I probably could have taken the one person off the book club, and that would have been fine. I think I had one still set to priority. Okay, so good. Our teachers are doing much better. They're earning that paycheck. And we got 5 awards, which is 25,000 extra. And let's give it a quick pause here so we can upgrade School of Thoughts one more level. Get in how many students? Let's reset that to default. Now, if we lower the tuition, we can get up to 32 students. Maybe not. Okay, why is it so low? You would think there's 32 applicants that the number would go up when you lower the tuition fee. But instead it went down. Okay, so you can't get up to 32. So let's go with trying to get up to 24, or just 24 then. So we'll increase the cost just a touch, get $15,750 per student, and take in 24. So we're only losing 2% happiness, which isn't a big concern. So we're going to stick with getting that, and then 66 students are coming in for next year, so we're going to need at least 5 more beds. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of rearranging around here. I'm probably going to have to rearrange my garden area a bit over the summer, so it's going to be a bit of an overhaul. And from there, I am going to keep the private tutor rooms in, just because I think for this point, I really need them. But food-wise, we're good. We have enough vending machines in. I want to extend this room up towards this way a little bit. So my dorm is probably going to get a little bit bigger. It's going to probably get 2 more entrances. And it's just going to have a few more beds, probably put in a couple more desks. The library is pretty good. I also want to increase the size of the student lounge and probably the staff lounge. But let's see what we have to work with. So we have, if we repay that balance and we take out the loan, so altogether we have 351,000 that I can work with as far as everything goes. But in the meantime, in the summer, I have a bit of rearranging to do. But School of Thought is now improving quite well. I mean, we look at our students' grades, and the lowest right now is just the T. But we're averaging C, C+. So I'm pretty happy with the way that this final level is going. And I could add the athletic one in, but I don't think it's really necessary. So I would still need 10 more points to put that in. But I think I'm going to stick with School of Thought. You know, the toughest course for the final level. Let's go out with a bang. And it still is asking for the Student Union, which I think the Student Union I could probably put around this area if I were to put one in. And yeah, just a few changes that I want to do. So in the next level, I'll just show off what I did. I'm going to have to get another science lab and 2 more School of Thought teachers. So there is a bit of work to do, but thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.